different. Hey, shalom. There you go. Live in the flesh. All right, this is a different walk, than any of us can ever imagine. Even myself and doing this for 38 years, I'm still learning. Still learning how to be a better dad. Still learning, how to be a, better everything. As time go on, this is like evolution. It just keeps evolving. You're not going to be able to get this in just, a matter of, just a matter of months. That's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of brothers, sisters as well, they come and they, participate in a lot of things. And, we're not going to be able to get this just in a matter of just months. 38 years I've been fortunate enough, to be a servant of the Most High. I'm still learning. As time go on, what to do and what not to do, how to handle certain situations, and just to balance, just to have that balance. So the Most High said, when you come to serve Him, go ahead, Dwight.
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
Oh yeah, that's it right there. You got to prepare your soul for temptation. This ain't no easy thing. This ain't no easy walk. This is something that's just totally different. This is totally different, from which anyone would experience. This ain't church. The pastors, you get, when you get counseling in here, you're going to get righteous counseling. Pastors, they have counsel, but their counsel is up. Hey, shalom, there you go. There you go, right there in the flesh. There you go, shalom. The pastors is totally different. So it's one of them things when they give counsel, they don't give righteous counsel. I seen this on one reality show, and I think I had, I seen this one reality show. This was like about a month ago, and I couldn't believe my eyes, man. Here it is. You had a effeminate couple. I don't want to get too graphic. They came to the pastor and they said, well, the guy, it was funny, but I couldn't stomach it too much, Captain Yashawan. So one of the guys, two men, effeminate couple, and one of the guys said, I love her. He's cheating on, my husband is cheating on me. And the pastor said, with who? He said, with another, with a woman. And I'm looking at the whole show like, ain't that isn't that the way it's supposed to be? So I laughed when I heard that pre-shock, like he said, yeah, my husband is cheating on me. And the pastor's like, why don't you explain to me, what's going on? He said he's cheating on me with a woman. So I was waiting for the pastor to pull Leviticus on him. You're like, hey, this is perfect time. Pull Leviticus. This is it right here. Perfect. He lined them up. He set them up perfectly. Okay? I was waiting for him to pull that scripture, Leviticus, and about 3 more scriptures that goes against that, man. And he said, he actually scored the man for doing it with the woman. I said, this society is totally backwards, man. I said, you got to be kidding me, man. I said, you got to be kidding me. All right, so finish reading that. It says, prepare your soul for temptation.
Verse 2, set thy heart aright.
Yep, and you got to always constantly set your heart aright in this thing. This is not easy, man. This is not an easy walk. And like I tell y'all brothers all the time, the greater you are in this thing, that's the more temptation, and that's the more the Most High gonna come at you. Okay, because He's trying all of us, especially in these last days. All that talking y'all brothers did on the street, and all that wisdom and understanding y'all brothers got. Wouldn't you think it was time for the Most High to test y'all? Sooner or later, priest, the Most High gonna test you. Sooner or later, He's gonna test you on everything. Listen, it's a point now. Okay, it's a point now where me myself, I can't say nothing anymore without the Most High holding me accountable for it, man. Okay, something come out of my mouth, priest, boom, the Most High show it to me right in my face, man. The very next day, it's coming to that time, okay, where it's like we're going to be held accountable for everything. Like the Most High said, every idle word that comes out of your mouth, the Most High is going to hold you accountable for that. And all at the same time also, we're coming to Esau's end. I know I always talk about that all the time, but we are coming to the end. Literally, the words that are coming out of this book is coming to life. 3D, boom. Everything we say, man. And the Most High, He said, those that He loves, He chastises, man. All right, finish reading the one, and I'm going to get to something.
And constantly endure.
Yeah, the Most High said constantly. You got to constantly, man. Constantly endure, man. This thing just don't last for one day. Okay, and then it's over with. The Most High, that's why He put constantly. He said constantly. You got to endure this thing, man. All right, and a lot of times, people may come in here, and look, I've heard, sisters say a long time ago, it's not too many women, that follow Hebrews and Hebrew classes. You got to think about it, okay? If it's hard enough to get men, to listen to this word, how much less is women? So the Most High don't want everybody. That's just the whole gist of this thing. You know what I'm saying? We fortunate and we blessed that we know what we know. And that we up in here doing this. I ain't worried about everybody else and how many people is in here, this, that. No, be glad that you know what you know. The Most High said kings and princes, okay, deserve, and desire to know what we know. So just be lucky that we got this thing. Go ahead.
And make not haste.
Yeah, the Most High said you're not supposed to make haste in a time of trouble, man. Okay? When you know you're doing something wrong or you're going to some type of affliction, that's when you're always supposed to face the east, man. Okay? And not call up your cousin Bubba. Okay, y'all got to hear this. I ran into one of my cousins, man. I was over my parents' house. I've been on it for a couple of days. That's funny to you, huh? I ran into one of my cousins. I'm not going to say his name. I always mention his name. And I try to teach him because he may wind up right here. So I don't want him to look at, nothing to say, Yahshua, my cousin always talking about it. But I seen him in Walmart, man. I mean, this guy was high. I ain't never seen nobody that high in my damn life, man. I mean, this guy, his eyelids was literally touching each other. I don't know how the hell he was following me. So I don't know how he was following me, but he was listening. He heard this guy was high as hell, man. Hey, girl, what you doing? Get up my house. A little bit later on, come out my house, man. I mean, I was moving just to see if he was focused. I ain't never seen nobody. Now, why would I want to follow somebody like that, Captain Yahshua? Whatever he's on, okay, whatever he's doing, I'm damn sure not gonna go to his damn house and do the same damn thing. And that goes to show you right there the state that our people are in, man. All right, when you go out and you do Esau, you do his drugs and you do that, you just feel depressed, man, and you're out of your damn mind. But this word brings life to you, man. That's like Esau is like I always say, about death, and the Most High is about life. Y'all brothers go out there and speak all the time. I remember the last time that this is a good point. I remember the last time that we was out there speaking, and through the Spirit, man, it was, y'all brothers was giving it to Esau, man. And Officer Shapar had called me the next day. I think it was that same night or the next day. He said, damn, Elder said, man, I feel like going out there speaking now. That spirit was still on him. And that's that life spirit that the Most High give you. When you're in that spirit, I know y'all sisters, y'all talk to people on your job and talk to people in school. It's like the word gives you life. It kind of like moves you around. But when you deal with Esau, it's like you're dead, man. You go and, my cousin talking to me. That ain't life, man. All right, go ahead, King.
Verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away.
Yeah, the Most High said you're not supposed to part away. Give me 1 Chronicles 21 and start at the 8th verse. And I'm going to read down to 16, then I'm going to give it over to the great priest Yachanan. There you go. All right, start at 1 Chronicles 21:8 and start at the 8th verse. We're gonna read down to 16. And I'm gonna just show y'all something real quick, right? As far as like the responsibilities that the Most High gave our ancient forefathers. Hey, Shalom Cashew, that the Most High gave our ancient forefathers and the responsibility that they had. So everybody doesn't get the same responsibility because the Most High deals with everybody separately, man. Okay, the responsibility that he may give Priest Yachanan is not the responsibility that he gave me, and vice versa as well. Captain Yahshua may not have the same responsibility. Captain Yahshua may not have the same responsibility. But the Most High knows exactly what to put on you and what to give you. That's why everything and everybody has their own place, man. You understand what I'm trying to say? He knows exactly how much pressure he can put on you. Okay, you sisters as well too. He knows this. He made you, the man that made you, know you better than you know yourself, man. All right, read 1 Chronicles, start 21st verse and read start the 8th verse. 21 and 8.
1 Chronicles 21 and 8.
Yes.
And David said unto the Most High, I have sinned greatly.
Yeah, look, King David sinned. This is one of the times when King David sinned. And when you go back up to the first verse, I know a lot of y'all familiar with it. King David, Bathsheba told King David to count and number the Israelites. Okay? She just went out there, and the Most High said that you're not supposed to count the people. That's almost like an Esau do today, like take the census and count the people. You got 1, 2, 3, and the Most High was against that. So King David actually ordered, his soldiers to do that, count the people. Go out and count the people. Okay, go ahead, King.
Because I have done this thing, but now I beseech thee.
Yeah, the Most High, okay, King David was saying he's done this, and he said he's beseeched thee, and he said he sinned. He knew he had sinned. Go ahead.
Do away the iniquity of thy servant. For I have done very foolishly.
King David even admitted, he said, I've done very foolishly by doing this, by counting, going against the Most High. Go ahead.
And Yahweh spake unto Gad, David's seer, saying, Go and tell David, saying, Thus says the Lord, I offer thee 3 things.
Yeah, so listen, the Most High was telling King David, he said, I'm going to make a deal with you. He said, I'm going to offer you 3 things, Captain Yahshua. He said, I'm going to make a deal with you, King David. He said, I'm going to offer you three things. Okay, and this is the king of Israel that's getting an option from the Most High. And listen to these choices. Go ahead. Just because he sinned, listen to it. Go ahead.
Choose thee one of them.
Yeah, he told King David, he said, choose one of these things. Go ahead.
That I may do it unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
So Gad came to David and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, choose thee. Verse 12. Either 3 years famine.
Yeah, so listen, the Most High was giving King David a choice. He said, listen, okay, for your sin, okay, either you can choose and you can go through 3 years of famine. Okay, so King David thought about that thing. He said, damn, I don't want my people to starve, much as Negroes like to eat. Okay, 49, hell no, I know Duarte, Joshua, hell. You kidding me? Second day, he would have been up out of here, Captain Shoe. All right, so he said, read the first choice again, Duarte. You laughing, you in that same boat, Duarte.
Either 3 years of famine.
He said 3 years of famine, okay? 3 years of famine can go through the whole nation of Israel. That's a lot of Israelites starving, Captain Yahshua. He said, I'll give you a choice. 3 years of famine, go ahead.
Or 3 months to be destroyed.
Or 3 months, I'm going to destroy you. 3 months, just destroy you. Go ahead.
Before thy foes.
While
that the sword of thine enemies overtaketh thee.
Or 3 months of the sword, just killing Israelites off. 3 months of that, Yahshua. That's something else. Go ahead.
Or else 3 days the sword of the Most High.
He said, or 3 days of the sword of the Most High. So when you hear stuff like 3 years, 3 months, 3 years, and then the Most High said 3 days. So King David kind of thought about that because he thought the Most High was going to be like 3 days, man. Shoot, that ain't nothing. 3 days, the sword of the Most High. Shit, I know I can get that. You know what I'm saying? 3 days, that ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Doc.
Even the pestilence in the land, and the angel of the Most High destroying throughout all the coasts of Israel.
That's right.
Now therefore advise thyself what word I shall bring again to him that sent me.
Go ahead.
Verse 13.
So King David is saying at this point, is like, what can I say? This is something that I cause on myself. Most High going to send an angel down there. I have nothing to say, okay? We can't tell the Most High. We can't negotiate nothing with the Most High, okay? We can't tell the Most High what to do, okay? That's just the whole gist of that right there. The Most High said, look, I'm going to give you 3 choices, okay? Pick one. Go ahead.
And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Let me fall now into the hand of the Most High.
So listen, David said, listen, look, I'm going to fall down into the hands of the Most High. Okay, because David thought that the Most High was going to be merciful to him. He said, look, I'd rather just fall into the hands of the Most High. Okay, that's one of the worst things you can say. That's what our foreparents said in the past. Let the blood be on our hand. We're still suffering from that to this day. So David said the same thing. I'd rather fall into the hands of the Most High. Here's what the Most High did. Go ahead.
For very great are his mercies.
Yeah, so David thought the Most High was going to be merciful to him. I'm falling into the hands of the Most High, man. Okay, that's like kids today. Your parents give you a choice. Whether you want a whooping, whether your iPhones took it away from you for a whole year. I'm thinking of extremes. Today, your iPhones took it away from you for the whole year, or it's just extremes. So, you go and you get a beating from your dad. You understand what I'm trying to say, Shoot? I'm going to get a beating from my dad. I know I know I'm gonna put these pillows back there, you know, and I know he's gonna be merciful to me. Go ahead,
But let me not fall into the hand of man.
Yeah, so he said, listen, I'd rather fall into the hands of the Most High rather than hands of man. Go ahead.
So that the Most High sent pestilence upon Israel.
So the Most High did exactly what he said. He said, I'm going to send pestilence on Israel. Go ahead.
And there fell of Israel 70,000 men.
Ooh, man. So look, the Most High was ruthless. 7,000 men. Boom. From the pestilence, man. And David thought the Most High was going to be merciful. Killed 7,000 men. Go ahead.
And the Most High sent an angel unto Jerusalem.
Sent another angel to Jerusalem. And what happened?
To destroy it.
To destroy it. Go ahead.
And he was destroying. The Most High beheld. And he repented him of the evil.
Using that phone. I see his fingers moving around. I see his fingers moving around. That's just using that phone. Go ahead.
And said to the angel that destroyed, it is enough.
Yeah. So the Most High said, listen, he was destroying, the Most High, listen, the Most High was destroying so much. Okay. He was destroying so much. He told the angel, he said, that's enough. Okay. And you got to look at the situation as well, too, is when you sin, okay, because of that certain situation, okay, a lot of Israelites here got killed off. Okay, but the Most High gave David 3 choices, whether you want to do this, whether you want to do that, but I'm going to be a man of my word, and I'm going to do it to you anyway. Okay, go ahead, Doc. Is that 18?
No. Still 15. Stay out thine hand.
Yeah.
And the angel of the Lord stood by the threshing floor of Ornan, the Jebusite.
Oh, okay, all right. Hey, listen, that's it. That's my time. I'm going to let Priest Yakinar get on up in here. All praise.
Somebody take the mic from the wide and give it to Officer Kazak. All praises, brother. I want to start off by saying, call on Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh. And it's good that we can smile and laugh during these trying times, but it is very serious. Let's put our hands together for what Elder Zaquan brought out about spirit and the heart of Shema Mashiach. So we're going to get right into it with the same theme as what we've kind of been going into. The last time I spoke at a new moon, I think we were dealing with defense system, and how the Most High has given us a system through the Ta'arah, his laws, statutes, and commandments, and how in these last days we're going to need to defend ourselves and be able to, subdue the enemy. And so we went into that. Well, one of those systems, I wanted to kind of get into some details of different type of systems. And one is dealing with that unruly member, and that's the tongue. If we can learn to tame the tongue, that's a skill set that's going to cause us to be victorious when it comes to leading our households, leading ourselves, and ultimately ruling this nation. So if you could give me the book, let's start off with Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 7. I just want to open up with this. Kind of going into what Elder was mentioning, when we sin, there's a whirlwind that can take place as it relates to not just yourself, but to those around you. And we as men and even women, but I want to speak to the men a little bit, as leaders, we are the rudders, if you will, of our families and even of this nation. Scripture says it's men that are called. And so it's very important that we learn to be disciplined and learn how to rule our tongue. A lot of wars, men sit down. The old saying used to say, "Be sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." That's not true according to the scriptures. Men go to war. What's it say? A fool's lips cause for what? For stripes. You get your. We used to say, "Man, don't." I'm gonna be politically correct, but say, "Man, don't let your mouth write a check that your backside can't cash." You see what I'm saying? And so we see a lot of us, we go to war. Men, we deal in respect. But when words start to be slung around without great care, knowing that we are men under authority and that we have restrictions. And there's a thing such as going too far. And we can go too far as Israelites. Men, the women, we can just go too far. Sometimes there's some words, scriptures bear record, you can be judged for every idle word. A lot of us need to spend time repenting for the things that we've said. We really do. Because I don't think we can handle the charge of, if you go over the years, even since you've been in this truth, the things that you let come out your mouth. And that's not going nowhere. That's being recorded. The angels are recorded. The Most High's got it recorded. So let's read this. Go ahead and bring it out. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 1. Do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee.
Man, let's just say lie. And so it's so important that the system that we need to learn is to refrain from evil. And to first do that, we have to know what is evil. Read on.
Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee.
And iniquity, this is the defense system. This is your system that you can use. If we're dealing with iniquity or judgment from the Most High, here's a defense to that. Read on.
My son, sow not upon the furrows of unrighteousness.
Sow not upon the furrows of unrighteousness. And a lot of times we do that with our words. Read on.
And thou shalt not reap them sevenfold.
Okay, I want to stop right there for a second. And I want us to go to the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 5. And we'll start at verse 1. So, again, as a man sows, Galatians 6 and 7, he reaps. The blind leading the blind, they both end up where? We know the ditch. But it's not the blind. We're talking about blind guides. And if we're going to be specific, in that context, it's talking about teachers. What's leading the people away is not that they can't necessarily see, more so than it's what they're saying. It's the words that they're saying, the seducing spirit. A lot of times you know if somebody blind. If you have vision, you can avoid that. The seduction comes in the words. Gotta be leery of that, and we must understand this system of defense if we're going to be victorious. Read it.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High.
Come on.
And be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools.
Right.
For
now,
they,
what would that sacrifice of fools be? A lot of times we see in our nation, what is it? Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say just what comes out your mouth.
It's what coming out your mouth. The spirit of know-it-all. The spirit of I can't be told nothing. The spirit of who you think you are to correct me. The spirit of not wanting to submit yourself to wisdom. That shows, and you don't have no discipline. It goes back to what we were learning about. Now you're a city without walls, and you're going to be quick to be overthrown. People are telegraphing their punches to the enemy by what they're saying. Read on.
be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools.
Do you know if we applied that in our families, what we could avoid? You know how many marriages would still be together? Do you know how many families, if the man knew the right words, what's the scripture say? How forcible the right words? Do you know if the woman knew what to say or what not to say? If Eve decided not to even talk to Satan and restrain herself? If Adam would have spoken up the right words? Look at the influence and the power of our words. They say life and death is in the power of the tongue. You know why it's in the power of the tongue? Because you can speak even what Elder was talking about and reap a judgment from the Most High. You can reap death from the Most High for what you said. Or you can kill your relationship by your words. There's some things you can't come back from. There's some things a woman can tell a man, it's going to be tough to come back from. There's some things that you could say or not say to a woman that'll cause her, especially the men. We're going to get into that because we guide the household. Right? Everybody can't be emotional. Everybody can't be the weaker vessel. The arguing and the yelling. Somebody got to be the authority and subdue the enemy with their words. Read on.
Be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools.
Read on.
For they consider not that they do evil.
That they do what?
That they do evil.
How many of us haven't considered and not having this defense system and being slow and not rash with our tongues and our mouth? Go back and we see this in Ecclesiastes chapter 7. We just started off. Do no evil. We consider not, we're doing evil, but you're doing evil. And it said, do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee. And you wonder why harm is coming to us. We're blind, but it's because of what we're saying. I can tell that you're blind how you communicate. It's not how you just stumble into a wall. It's what you're saying. Read on.
Verse 2. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High.
Man, because the Most High is the one that you have to answer to and give account for. We live in an environment and we live in a paradigm. You know, that's one of my favorite words. We live in a time where bitches and hoes is common. Niggas. Yeah, if you don't want to hear these things, I'm going to warn you now. For those live, you got children, you may want to get them out of the room, but I'm sure they heard it before. But those are things that we shouldn't maybe in your house. But we shouldn't be saying these things. We shouldn't be communicating. This is evil communication, and it's corrupting the good manners in which the Most High is teaching us on how to behave as Israelites. And I'm not saying that we haven't all fell victim to the seduction of the flesh when being angry and have said some things. Let me ask, has anybody ever said something that they regret saying? Let me see your hand. Of course, if you lived and you got a pulse, you lived any amount of time to where you understood what it was to speak. You know, when you were little, you found out you shouldn't have said that to your father. If you had a father, I know it was something. I could tell by the look on his face. I remember, I think I said it before, I remember I kept calling my dad man one time. And my dad was not having that. He's like, man, I think I was about 12, 13. And we, that's how we were talking around. Man, what's up? That's a Virginia thing. Man, what's up, man? That's a Richmond. Yeah, man. I said, I'm not your man. Bro, he was going to hurt me. And I was like, well, I ain't call him man no more. You don't talk to your father like that. Words. And we got to learn the right words to get the appropriate response. That's learning the system. Read on.
Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High.
Because the Most High is listening. Now that you're his children, he wants to know what's coming out your mouth. I remember one time my father rolled up on me. I remember it like yesterday. I was playing football with the older teenagers, and met right there in Richmond, Virginia, Jefferson Davis apartment. I think it was Jefferson Davis, something like that. Anyway, Chamberlain. I think it was off the chain somewhere. My father, I didn't know he was there. And man, I kept running the same curse words. back to back. I don't want to tell you what they were, but it was bold for a young man. And my father said, man, he was cursing up a storm. He was calm in the car. I was like, uh-oh. And it was, I was just learning how to curse. And it felt good to my flesh. I kept saying the same way. You could tell I was a newly converted cursor, if you will. Because that man was rolling off the tongue, it sounded good. Man, we have to learn to resist that. And that was the flesh. But I knew even in my youth that those words were, even though they were wicked and vulgar, they were powerful. Even as a young person, I said, man, that's a pack, man, I feel the power. Yeah, oh, that was mother. Yeah, what? Yeah. Oh, that was strong. My father was like, boy, you don't even know how to curse. You know, we got to learn to be not rash. And when I was a young man, that's what we were. But you know, we are still subject as men and women to be rash with our tongues even now. Read on.
For the Most High is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few.
Woo! Woo! Do you know most contention would stop if we just gravitate and learn this defense system right here? Your words gotta be few. And you can't care what other people think. Sometimes we spend too much time talking and less time walking. I know the Reverend Jesse Jackson just recently passed, and I didn't mean to, rhyme like that. But may the Most High have mercy on his soul. We gotta spend more time listening to hear from the Spirit so that what we say can be effective. What does the scripture say about the effectual prayers of the righteous? They availeth much. The fervent. These are powerful words that the intent is specific, is direct, and is pure, and is without contamination. It's without self. It's without the flesh. How many times we say things birthed from our emotions? And then justify ourselves. Yeah, I feel good about that. And I'm justified in what I'm saying because you did this to me. No, that's not. What if YAHAWAH'S decided to rail on Yahshua? What if he decided to curse us because of how we rejected? His concern was only what the Father would have him to say. He said, of myself, I could do nothing. He refused to do anything. He refused to speak anything other than what his Father led him to say. Read that part again.
Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter any thing before the Most High. For the Most High is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few.
Let thy words be few. Read verse 3. We got to learn, if we're not, what did your grandparents used to say? Those of us that had grandparents, the era, these were biblical sayings. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. And now that I meditate on it, it doesn't have to be nice from the standpoint of being weak, but it needs to be seasoned with salt. It needs to be tempered with the Most High Spirit. My father was the type of person that when he said something, it wasn't with a whole bunch of emotion, but I knew he meant business. He didn't get all animated. Now my mother, she was very animated, the weaker vessel. She's screaming and yelling and doing all that. My father would be like, he's calm. He was the one that would turn her in the direction that she would need to go, but not by meeting it with the same force. And they, till death did they part. We're not seeing 50-year marriages, 60-year marriages. And these were simple things. You ever been around an older brother and he'll be like your grandfather, somebody be in the room and they don't say nothing? Because they learn how to control their tongue. They were men of few words. Now we become emotional. We're suffering now from toxic femininity in the men. And we got toxic masculinity in the women. It's a role reversal going on. And we got to learn. That's from Satan himself. Big Kabosh, we got to learn how to control our tongues. Read on.
Verse 3. For a dream cometh through the multitude of business.
We're in Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 3. A dream, come on.
For a dream cometh through the multitude of business. And a fool's voice is known by a multitude of words.
A multitude of words. What they used to say, you could tell somebody when they lying, when they talking too much. If you got to over-explain, somebody want to over-explain something. But if you got to over-explain, usually you're in error. And for us, we have to make sure that we allow what we say to be impactful, because if not, it becomes like the boy who cries wolf. If it doesn't have any force behind it, if it doesn't have any evidence behind it, then it's not going to be impactful. If I tell you I'm going to do something, it used to be your word is your bond. That means if it comes out of my mouth, it's accomplished. And we have to learn to yield to the Spirit. Read on. Ecclesiastes 5 is going to show us. Read on.
Ecclesiastes 5, verse 4. When thou vowest a vow unto the Most High, defer not to pay it.
Don't allow anything where, because I'm not even going to explain. Read on. Read.
For he hath no pleasure in fools.
Read on.
Pay that which thou hast vowed.
Pay that which thou hast vowed, or what thou hast said. And we're going to see that is what, because how do you vow? Through sign language? Through your words. Read the next verse.
Verse 5. Better is it that thou shouldest not vow than that thou shouldest vow and not pay.
And not pay. And we all took a vow when we came into this faith with YAHAWAH'S. We vowed that all that he instructed us to do, we would do. How did we do that? Because we believe that he is our power. And we believe that he sent Hamashiach YAHAWAH'S to redeem us of our sins. And we acknowledge that we will be submitted to that order. Why are we letting our mouth control what we do, other than what the Most High has instructed us to do? It's no sense in coming to New Moon if you're not going to obey. If you're not going to take these teachings and apply them, why are you here? It makes no sense. What did he say about the feast days? Your new moons. But none of that matters. I don't care about none of that, the Most High said. Matter of fact, grab that, Captain Yashua. What is that, Hosea? I think it's Hosea. I forget. Verse 6. Read that.
Verse 6. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin.
Ooh, you see how powerful the tongue is? Your mouth that's writing a check that your flesh can't cash. You're not going to be spared judgment. David didn't get away. What did we read? How many souls died? 7,000. Most High killed 7,000 men because of what David did. What's happening in your household because of what you said? Or what you haven't kept that you said you would. Let us meditate and repent tonight, because the Most High is full of mercy. How many of us have gone back on our word with the Most High? We told him that we would study, Many of us made vows. If you ever do this, if you ever show me this and come to me, I promise I'll serve you. I won't do it no more. Man, we done it over and over and over again. Most High is angry with many of us. I know these messages are popular, but the Most High ain't nothing to play with. It's true. Read what you got, Captain Yashua.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 5, and I'll start at verse 20. It says, shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light?
Right.
Even very dark and no brightness in it.
Come on.
Verse 21, I hate and despise your feast days.
Man, the Most High said he hates and despises your feast days. Now, why would he hate them? Read on.
And I will not smell in your solemn assembly.
So your offerings, because even the keeping of the Sabbath, if you break the Sabbath, you know the Sabbath sets you up to be restored. And you being restored sets you up to get the harvest. Because we were supposed to let the land rest after 7 years, right? So when you go into that, it even tells you about how it sets up with the Passover and first fruits, all that. But the Sabbath is the entrance to all that. And if you don't enter through the Sabbath and you're not you're not being restored. It's not, none of that's going to benefit you. You come into these feast days and read on.
Verse 22, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them.
Come on.
Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beasts.
Come on.
Verse 23, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs.
Man.
For I will not hear the melody of thy vows.
He won't hear them because they're the melody, because you're acting like you've done something that you didn't do. And we see in verse 6 of Ecclesiastes 5 and 6, suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin, neither say thou before the angel that it was in error. You can't say there was a mistake. Wherefore should the Most High be angry at thy voice? That's what we just read. I don't want to hear your songs. I don't want, and when calamity comes, I don't want to hear your prayers. Because you didn't do what you said you were going to do. And you were rash with your tongue. You talked to my people in a way that I told you not to talk to. You talked to your wife in a way that I didn't instruct you. You talked to your husband in a way that I didn't instruct you to talk. So now I'm angry with you. And destroy the work of thy hands. And then you wonder why a lot of us don't experience rest and peace in our spirit. Read verse 7.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 7. For in the multitude of dreams and many words, there are also diverse vanities. But fear thou the Most High.
So fear the Most High. Give me the book of James 3 and 1. So it's very imperative. It's imperative. I don't have to use very. Imperative implies that. It's imperative that we watch what we say and we don't be rash with our mouth and be slow to speak. Because, again, the scripture tells us that knowledge puffs up. The flesh has its own desire, and it desires even preeminence. And when you go to in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 4, it tells you, seek not of Yahweh preeminence, neither of the king the seat of honor. A lot of times, that's what we see in our nation. A lot of people think they know it all, but you got to come humbly as a child. You got to be meek to receive the Spirit. But if you proud, oh no, I know, and no, I feel like this, no, I'm gonna say what I want to say, no, forget y'all, and Man, the Most High, what does he do with the proud? He gonna resist you. And a lot of that happens with what we say, how we hear. 5 says of Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, verse 5, justify not thyself before Yahweh, and boast not of thy wisdom before the king. That's all we got going on in Israel. In our nation, going back and forth. Who know? I know this. You know that. You don't know that. No, this ain't right. This right. Man, you gotta spend some time in humility, brother. Sister, you need to spend some time in humility before you think that you're even in relationship or hearing from the Most High. And a lot of times we falter because we haven't learned how to defend our words. Read James 3. I ain't gonna be too much long. I know this is painful for a lot.
These are the lessons we need to hear. You know, this what changes the spirit.
Come, all praise.
The book of James, chapter 3, verse 1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation.
Come on. Don't have a whole bunch. A lot of times we want to be that authority. And don't have that pride of, okay, I want. Because again, we come in this, the Most High's going to give you the spirit to teach. But you can't believe that you know everything and that you feel like you want to combat knowledge. That's not what the Most High called us to do. He called us to experience truth and not to have a scripture fight all the time. We're not here to debate one another. As your family, husband and wife should be harmonious. Children and the father. You know, I had to learn to be nice. I wasn't nice. I wasn't that nice. I had to learn to be nice. Most I said, be nice. These are things we got to learn. If you're really in a relationship, the Most High check you. Right. The Most High check you. But if you're going on, and I was like, dang, I never really thought about being nice. You know, what does nice look like for an Israelite? For a Hebrew Israelite, what does nice look like? Man, I got my boots on, I'm ready for war. But you can't be a lion in your house. You in your house tomorrow, read! They're like, what's wrong with you? Brother got post-traumatic stress disorder from teaching in the street. You cut people off. You know they can't get a word in edgewise. No, man. We got to understand that balance. And the Most High is telling us how we're to deal with one another. And we have restrictions and limits. We actually should be the most humble people, or humblest people on the planet. Because we're restrained. We submit ourselves to control. We don't do like the world. The world reacts out of their flesh. We slow down and listen to hear from the Spirit. And then we speak. And especially as men. Read on.
Verse 2. For in many things we offend all.
Man, many things. Come on.
If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man.
Woo! So when YAHAWAH'S asks us to be perfect, here it is right here. This is one of the systems that we can learn to be perfect if we learn not to offend in word. I don't care what's provoking you. I don't care what's enticing you. You are not justified to offend in word beyond what the Most High tells you to do. There's scriptures like be angry and sin not. I can't be in there thinking it's okay. My voice elevated. I'm talking to my wife, like she out there in the street. You gonna listen to me? I'm King Kong. Imagine YAHAWAH'S talk like that to us. Imagine, how would you learn it? Right? This is something called love language. And the Most High is teaching us how to be like that with one another. What does a soft answer do? Come on. The stuff we're seeing is disgusting. And some of the things that come out of our mouth, we have to temper what we say. It's disgusting. And then we set a whirlwind. We set a fire. All right? This is going to help somebody. Read on.
If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man.
If you know what to say and you're led by the Spirit, you're a perfect man. Sometimes it's as simple as slowing down and say, Father, what would you have me to say? Meditate. Or should I say anything? Sometimes it's okay to be quiet. You don't want to ignore people, but sometimes what does the scripture say? Let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. You know, a man that doesn't move and stand to his word, and that's a powerful man, and he don't have to say a lot. I notice even when it comes to combat sports, it's usually the ones that running off at the mouth that end up getting beat up. The one that's just quiet and just looking and studying. Now, that's not always the case, but a lot of times it is. Because you don't know what somebody knows or don't know when they're not talking. Right? And then how powerful if I say, in 2 rounds, I'm going to knock you out. And that's all I say, and I do it. My words become powerful after that. You looking out for me. You looking, I don't have to be animated about it. Look how Mike Tyson talks. Look at his voice. But look at the power. Imagine somebody like that. Let's really think about this. Imagine you talking to somebody like that over the phone. And he telling you, I'm gonna beat you up. You never seen Mike Tyson, never seen him fight, and he never knock out nobody. I'm gonna beat you up. It doesn't matter. Tell him I'm gonna knock you out. You're gonna defecate on yourself. You're like, man, Elmo can't beat me. Man, but it's the power behind what we say. Read on.
If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man.
Come on.
And able to bridle the whole body.
He's able to what?
To bridle the whole body.
Sometimes you gotta talk yourself out of stuff. People say you're crazy if you talk to yourself. Man, if talking to yourself gets you out of transgression, then you need to do it. You need to be loud. I'll be in the corner. No, you're not. I say that man crazy. I don't care. It's better to be seen by the world as crazy and then be delivered by the Most High. That's a crazy man in the kingdom, right? Read on.
Verse 3. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths.
This is important. Listen to this, beloved. We put a bit. A bit is something to guide the horse. Anybody know anything about horses?
I know a little bit.
What's a bit?
Is it that piece of, like, what's it made out of wood or rope or something? And
Right.
that's how you pull back.
That's how you guide the horse.
Yeah.
Right? Come on.
Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths, that they may obey us.
That they may obey. Look how the control comes from the mouth. The Most High wants to control you're a wild ass if you don't allow the Most High to control what you say. Read.
And we turn about their whole body.
Come on.
Behold also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven by Salakia and are driven of fierce winds.
And look, men who lead families, imagine what you're saying and the cargo that you're carrying, which is your family. You got great cargo, and what you say steers that whole shit through rough seas. In the military, man, we weren't supposed to instill fear in the men. Imagine our commanding officer, he come up, getting ready to go to war, and he like, I don't know, y'all. We may not make it. Man, get him out of here, man. We defeated before it's over with. Imagine you be in the corner and you in fighting. You ain't gonna win this fight. That nigga big as hell. Kabas will knock you, he gonna hit you on your head, and you one time. No, man, you can't. Come on. That's not how you encourage people. Why do we train and labor in this? To defeat the enemy. We should always be speaking encouraging words. We should always be the people that, where people of the world look to us and we're sick of these positive speaking people, these life claiming people. Right? Come on.
Behold also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth.
Come on.
Even so, the tongue is a little member,
It's a little member. Read on.
and boasteth great things.
Come on.
Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth, and the tongue is a fire.
The tongue is a fire. Beloved, think about that when we speak. You about to set something, you about to start something. Or you can put it out. There's power in our words, especially when YAHAWAH'S is with us. Because he's not going to let our words return void. His word won't return void. If you're speaking his word, is it going to return void? If you're doing what he say do, is it going to return void? Absolutely not. It's impossible. Read on.
Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth, and the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity.
Woo! Y'all gotta meditate. That's why we gotta guard it. Gotta be careful. It's like a loaded gun. It's like, and we around here waving at people. You got a loaded gun and you just bow, hitting people by mistake. Most I say don't say that was an arrow. You holding a loaded gun.
I got a precept.
Bring it up.
Did you have Sirach 28?
No, bring it up.
This Sirach 28, verse 12. It says, "If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched.
Come.
And both of these come out of thy mouth."
Come on. That's why I said it's a powerful scripture. Read on. That's powerful.
On this?
No, I want it. Good job.
And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body,
Woo. Come on.
and setteth on fire the course of nature. And it is set on fire.
Look how powerful it destroyed. You can do what you say can destroy your very existence, and everything around you can set it ablaze. Read.
It defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature.
Come on.
And it is set on fire of hell.
On what?
Of hell.
That's destruction. That's destruction. And a lot of us, if we're to look behind us, man, we got burnt up fields. If we set ablaze through what we said, relationships, we burn up. People that we didn't speak life into, we destroyed them with our words. You say you murdered your brother. You had hate in your heart, and you murdered your brother and your words. What you say? Give me Kabash. Give me Proverbs 18:21. It's good to see you too, brother. Proverbs 18:21.
Hey, let me throw this in there real quick. Yeah,
I have family members like cousins, who don't speak to one another to this day, that haven't spoken to each other in years, because of what somebody said 10, 15 years ago, man. And the only time they get to say something to one another is at a funeral. Hey man, 15 years ago, man, I didn't mean that, man. It's that they haven't literally spoken to each other in 15 years because of what was something that was something that was said 15 years ago, man. That's how strong words are, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how strong words are. Even when we out there speaking, we got to watch what we say to them spirits out there, man. If you're not careful, I remember one day, this was last year since I'm a preacher, I always get a kick out of this day right here. We was in Satan's Alley one day, and you know exactly what I'm about to say. We was in Satan's Alley one day, and he got a kick out of this. It was a homeless guy. If any of y'all remember, it was a homeless guy. And I know Captain Ryan remember because they was on the side laughing. It was a homeless guy pushing a cart one day, and I went up there and I said something. And he went by and said something, and I said, "Yeah, come on back, you vagabond. Come on back, you vagabond." He came back too, okay? And I could not shut that demon up. That demon just kept over talking me to the fact that I really didn't have much to say because by my words and what I said, it poked that demon, man. And I was just so shocked. You know what I'm trying to say? What he was saying, I couldn't say nothing to get around it, or try to get a hold of it.
I know.
And when And I looked at my peripheral, that's exactly what I saw. Captain Ryan loved it. Damn, that demon and got his elders to go on to the point, he's looking up. He's looking
He had Elder hemmed up. And I knew it when Elder, when he said something, I was like, oh, boy. Because he had a demon on, that guy had a demon. He went right, Elder. You know how Elder used to do, he just, that demon used to give him a little fit. Hey, it happened. It happened. That's why we got to be careful, again, with the words, like Elder was saying. Read on. What I had, Proverbs 18:21.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
So, yeah. So that's why we're destructive. And a lot of times we don't think of the destructive nature of the tongue. We don't give heed to it. So I know the Spirit in these last days so that we can be victorious and that we don't be a stumbling block to ourselves and to those around us. You know, you're going to find yourself sometimes just being quiet. It's okay to be quiet. You know how many camps we still be together? I'm not going to say that. Right. I choose not to say it. Like I said, relationships, marriages, families, especially if the leadership taught that and they were able to teach how you should restrain yourself. You know what I'm saying? Go back to James. What verse we at?
Verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
The book of James, chapter 3, verse 7. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and hath been tamed of mankind.
Come on.
Verse 8.
And this is showing us that we should be restrained. We don't have a license to just go out here and say whatever, do it, talk to each other in a type of way. That we don't have that license. Read on.
But the tongue can no man tame.
Man, no man can tame it. The Most High is the only one. Read.
It is an unruly evil,
Come on.
full of deadly poison.
Ooh.
Therewith bless we the Most High, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of the Most High.
Come on.
Out of the same mouth proceeded blessing
Blessing.
and cursing.
That's why it says life and death. Read on.
My brethren, these things ought not so to be.
It shouldn't be. These things shouldn't be coming out of our mouth. Read on.
Doeth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter?
Now think about that. And that's synonymous with poison water. How can the same fountain bring life, water that promotes life, and then death at the same time? It's one or the other. Read on.
Verse 12. Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries? Either a vine, figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh.
Man. And if that was to happen, the Most High would destroy it. Because that's abominable. Read on.
Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him shew out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom.
Ooh, with meekness of wisdom. That's why it's very important to be meek. And the Most High gives us the responsibility to seek Him. A lot of times we talk more than we seek. Sometimes it's hard to seek while you're talking. You can't learn nothing while you're talking. Read.
Verse 14. But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work.
And every evil work. So it goes back to what I was reading in Ecclesiastes. do no evil, and no harm will come to you. A lot of our problems is because we haven't learned how to defend that unruly milk. And if we start to do that, we'll see these problems dissipate. It'll be smooth sailing. It'll be smooth sailing. So I'm going to give some dangers of the tongue. We know that it's evil and poison. So when you think about what you say, make sure that, okay, before I get ready to say this, I got to be careful that I'm not bringing out evil or something poison, where it's serpentous. Am I biting to destroy? Does what I'm about to say merit what's the injustice that I feel? We gotta meditate on that, because a lot of times we just react, knowing that the tongue has destructive power. That's what we learn. Hypocrisy and inconsistency comes out of the mouth. You set your body into motion, right? Slander and gossip. All these things that the Most High condemns comes out of the tongue. It don't take a lot of effort either to find yourself in trouble. Lying and dishonesty. Boasting and arrogance. If you ain't saying that, well, nobody, how you gonna be proud? That's not a proud man that ain't saying that. We know the Most High hates a proud look. But we know that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. You ain't never seen a man with just a proud look and he don't say nothing. I don't know no proud man that's proud and don't say nothing. Right? Now you can have a proud look, but it's going to follow up with some words. Or some words would have been spoken and then the proud look will appear. But if you got a proud look, it's a proud word somewhere nearby. Boasting and arrogance, the tongue reflects the heart. Give me Matthew 12:34, and I'm not going to be much more. Kabash, give me Matthew 12:34. Kazak, give me James 1:26. Couple more scriptures, and we're going to close.
The book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things?
How can you, being evil, speak good? For a lot of us, it's impossible to speak good things. And if it's impossible for you to speak good things, then know that you're evil. Read.
For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Verse 35. A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things.
Come on.
And an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. So
your walk with the Most High actually has to do with what you're saying. And what you're saying is determining your spiritual relationship with the Most High, or the lack thereof. That's what it's releasing. This is what YAHAWAH'S telling us. That an unruly tongue indicates a deeper spiritual problem. There's some heart issues that you got to deal with between you and the Heavenly Father. Some heart issues. Come? Was that it on that?
A little more thing.
Come on, read on.
Verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account therefore in the day of judgment.
Now somebody, look up the definition idle. Give me the definition idle. And it says every idle word. Could it be that when words are motivated by the flesh that they're idle? All the words you're going to have to give an account for. That's scary. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm scared when you think about some of the stuff we say. Read.
Verse 37.
No, go to the, who got the definition of idle? You do the King, not the King James. It doesn't even have to be the Hebrew. Idle, usually with the Webster's, it's Hebraic in nature.
I got the Oxford with that word.
Yeah, Oxford's good. What is Irish?
It says adjective of a person, avoiding work, lazy. Definition 2, without purpose or effect.
Without purpose or effect. Matter of fact, look up idle words. All right, read on about it.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 37. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
That's what YAHAWAH'S said. Read on.
Verse 39, verse 38, Salaki. Then certain of the scribes.
No, that's it. That's it on that. All praise. All right, give me James 1:26.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 26. If any man among you seem to be religious, and bridleth not his tongue.
Ooh, if you think that you're in this religion is from the standpoint of being spiritual or being bound to the law, statutes, and commandments as an Israelite. Read on. And you can't, brother, read it from the top.
If any man among you seem to be religious.
You think you spiritual, you think you're religious, you know everything, you know, you got this down pat, come on.
And bridleth not his tongue.
And you don't bridle your tongue. Look at some of the language brothers that usually with each other on YouTube and how we communicate with each other. That ain't right. Read on.
But deceiveth his own heart. This man's religion is vain.
It's worthless. What you're doing is worthless. Doesn't amount to nothing. Was that it on that?
Verse 27. Pure religion and undefiled before the Most High.
It's undefiled before the Most High. And the only way, what did it say, how we would be perfect? Through what we say. That's the only way it can be undefiled. Come on.
Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world.
Man. And a lot of times because of what we say, that's how we get contaminated. All praises to the Most High. Proverbs 15 and 1. What was that definition? Did you get the definition?
It says, idle words refers to careless, useless, or insincere speech that serves no constructive, true, or profitable purpose.
They're vain. Did YAHAWAH'S speak vain words to us? Come on. Go ahead. Bring it out. All praise. Young man got a precept. Bring it out.
Proverbs 21, Proverbs chapter 21, verse 23.
That was my next precept. So you all, that's perfect. Bring it out.
Whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble.
Come on. Woo. A lot of we find ourselves in trouble by what we've been saying. All praises. Give me I think we did read, but I want to read this one more again, as they say, James 1 and 19. Yeah, we was James 3. Give me James 1 and 19.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear.
We hear that again. Come on.
Slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High.
Come on. Come on. Read on.
Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word,
Come on.
which is able to save your soul.
That if this is what this is about, then we got to learn this system right here. That's what it's about. Our words are going to keep us out of the kingdom. Read.
But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
Deceiving your own self. We're supposed to be building one another up, not tearing one another down. And when we speak with venom, it's to destroy. And it should not be. And so I'm not going to go too much more into that. With that, I say shalom.
Couple of announcements. We're going to have a couple of meetings before we end the service. We have a couple of meetings this week about Purim and Passover. I want to send out first fruits. That's right. That's right. Correct. I know that Elder Barack and I think Elder Mathapel too. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And a lot of the offices, a lot of people.
Yeah. Everybody want to converge here on first fruits. Everybody just want to come here, Yashawan, and they want to come here. Think you can make that one? Zephaniah, think you can make that one? So everybody want to converge here for first fruits. From Thato to come from Ghana, to come to North Carolina, that's going to be a special one, Yashu. So everybody want to come here for first fruits and fellowship with one another. But we'll talk about that. We have a camp meeting, and we'll talk about all of that. All right. All right. We'll get about it.
Oh, praise. The date is, what is that, May 30th? May 30th. All right. All right, let's stand on our feet. All praises. Barakatah Yahawah, YAHAWAH'S, the Tananawa, Award, Yom Kodash, Shabbat Shalom, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kwadash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahawah, Balakwatka, Taba'ah, Ratazakah, Hayah, Asha, Barataza, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Utanganawa, Lacham, Ko, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kawawakinawa, Kasalakanawa, Kawawakinawa, Wala'a, Dabayanawa, Banasayawan, Abo, Awashanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwath, Waha Allah, Wata Parel, La Walamium, Aman, Shema, Yashura, Yahawah, Ahayinawa, Yahawah, Okah, Shema, Yashura, Yahawah, Yahawah, Okah, Shema, Yashura, Yahawah, Ahayinawa, Yahawah, Yahweh Bahashim Mashiach Yahweh Shah Barak Ma'akal Yahweh Shata the water Aman Yahweh Bahashim Mashiach Yahweh Shah Barak Yasha Allah Barak Yasha Allah Bahashim Mashiach Yahweh Shah Abanawa Yahweh give us understanding that we may comply to your word. These words that you've allowed us to hear tonight from your servant Zakwan and Kahan Yakanan, let them not return void. Let them be your words. Let it reach all of the destination that you would have it to reach. Let it pierce even the most obstinate soul, Father. Let your will be done by Hashem HaMashiach, Yahawah. Kwam Yasha! Kwam Yasha!